Welcome back, and make sure you support the channel. Okay, so we're going to continue this little series of tier lists, and now we're going to do all the leaders, which is basically just talking about their traits, and we'll see. I'm pretty sure I can name all these people without actually looking it up, but we'll see if I can remember what their traits are without looking it up. Probably not. And then we're gonna rank them. So Alexander is philosophical and aggressive. That I actually remember, because he's in the Earth 18. And that, so philosophical is, that's like kind of good. I mean, especially early game, to pump out some great people really quickly. You can focus on like scientists, or probably just scientists if it's early game, but you can even do other things, like if you happen to get the Great Pyramids or something, you can get like an engineer a lot faster. So that's pretty good. The double production speed of a university is not super helpful in my opinion. Although university is a pretty hefty building. Aggressive, I am not a big fan of because it's only a combat 1. It's good for like an early game, particularly for like an axeman rush, or even like swordsman. Beyond that, it's just like a small buff, and there are other traits that are better for getting extra promotions and whatnot. Double production speed of barracks isn't that big a deal in my opinion. It's also a dry dock, but like who really needs that many of those? Barracks isn't a lot of production anyways. I'm thinking you're probably down here, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Ashoka, that's gonna be spiritual and organized, right? Yeah. Spiritual is really nice, since I play marathon games. Anarchy is normally like 3 turns at minimum. And then it can, like, I've seen it go all the way up to like 8 turns, which is kind of insane. But not having any of that is really nice. You know, someone asks you to change civics, you can just do it. I actually like building temples with the Apostolic Palace. So double production speed of a temple is actually kind of nice as well. And organized, I'm a really big fan of, because it makes fossilage really cheap, and then you can build a lot of units. And you just generally don't have to worry about your civics very much. Civics can actually be really expensive, and then also being able to build courthouses and lighthouses twice as fast. I love those buildings. I'm like the courthouse king. So that's pretty good. Factory as well gets double production speed. So that's really good. Being able to build factories super fast. Because when those come online, you build them everywhere, pretty much. Or at least I would want to. I'm thinking you're probably S tier. Yeah. Okay, Augustus Caesar. That's gonna be, I think, industrious and imperialistic? Yes. Okay, yeah, this is also a quiz for myself, I guess. Oh yeah, and I guess, we're not including the favorite civic. Because that would make this crazy, and I currently don't play with that rule of having to take the favorite civic, and even the AI doesn't sometimes, which I find weird. Okay, so industrious, 50% wonder production and double production speed of forge. I mean, this is really good for like a wonder bread economy. Yes, it's good for building wonders, but honestly on Deity, where I play, you don't get a lot of chance to do that anyways. So I'm not super crazy about that, and I haven't really gotten into the wonder bread economy. I'd like to, so I'm not too sure. Imperialistic, I feel like you just don't build that many settlers. Like, it's nice for early expansion. You can use it to a good advantage, but it's not like guaranteed. And then 100% Great General Emergence, that's kind of like the philosophical, like, it's nice at first, but then, you know, like, it becomes so hard to get a Great General that it doesn't really make a difference. In a long game, it really only leads to, like, one additional Great General. Which isn't that big a deal. Honestly, a scientist is probably a bigger deal. So I'm feeling like this is not very good. I'm feeling like Alexander can help with like early game rushes and whatnot. This, I don't see this actually helping all that much, making like a huge difference. Alright, Bismarck. Oh boy, what is Bismarck gonna be? I want to say that is expansive and organized? Ooh, expansive and industrious. Alright, take a point off for me. Expansive is... that's like pretty good. The +2 health for most of the game doesn't matter. It matters when you get, like factories, really. Being able to build workers faster, I also don't think is a very big deal. Because, you know, it's kind of like the settler thing. Like, you don't build that many workers. And it's only 25% faster. Double production speed of granary, though. That is nice. And a harbor. I recently found out that, like, the math around whether a harbor is worth it, it's actually really easy to justify building a harbor. Compared to, like, a lot of buildings. And I don't know why I didn't realize that before. So that's pretty good. I like expansive. But then industrious, oof. That's not great. You know, maybe Alexander needs to be higher because, like, those things can help, like, that helps with the early game. That might help you win the game. So maybe that makes him, maybe I'm gonna raise him 2 tiers. And maybe you're gonna be, like, right here for now. Expansive, pretty good. Industrious, not that good. That kind of sounds like a B situation. Boudicca, I'm pretty sure is spiritual and... No, aggressive and charismatic. Yes. Aggressive and charismatic. Okay, so we talked about aggressive. That's actually, like... even though I don't think that it's really that good. Probably because I don't do axeman rushes very often. But, like, it makes your axeman rush better. And if you can axeman rush, you can get, like, a huge advantage. So that makes it, like, pretty good. And then charismatic, I think charismatic is great. I think it's better than aggressive. Not for the early game, but, like, later. It makes it very easy to get, like, promotion, what would it be called? Like, 3 promotions? Yeah. So, like, city attack 3. Because you only need 8 experience instead of 10. And then +1 happiness per city, that's also really good early game. Because that basically means that your big cities can be 1 size bigger. Which is... I think that's really nice. And then also plus happiness from a monument so they can get even bigger. I'm thinking you're probably the top of A tier. You're better. I think you're better than Alexander. I think that's better than philosophical. Because I think that, like, helps your economy way more. Like, you can use philosophical to, like, really spring forward, but this is like you use aggressive for a good axeman rush, and then you can grow those cities pretty nice. And the cities you take are probably, like, they're probably well fed because they're probably, like, at least one other capital. Brenus, spiritual and charismatic. I mean, that's also just really good. I like that. I would like to play that. I don't think it's as good as organized. Is it? No, I think I like organized more because I like slowly improving and everything. But I mean, charismatic. Well, the thing, I don't know. Maybe they don't have the great synergy. Because like spiritual, you want to. That helps you improve your relations with everyone, but charismatic, that helps you fight everyone. Get great generals and have like really well promoted units and everything. In which case you're not friends with everyone. I'm gonna put this down here then. They don't have great synergy. Alexander's traits don't have great synergy either. Because it's kind of like you get to choose which early game rush or early game you want to do. That's pretty good though. Gives you options for what kind of early game. Normally in the early game you have to decide pretty quickly. This like, I don't know. Catherine. Well, the nice thing is that you're not gonna play against Catherine. That's going to apply to a few of these people, particularly like Monty, Shaka, and Catherine. You don't have to deal with them because you are them. Oh, I forgot to quiz myself on it though. But yeah, creative and imperialistic. Imperialistic, not that great. Creative, I mean, it has good synergy, because, like, you can pump out a lot of cities, and then you don't need to build, like, monuments. You can just start with a granary. But I don't know. I feel like later in the game, like, that doesn't matter very much. Double production speed of a library, theater, coliseum. It's not a huge deal. I'm not a big fan of Catherine. Better than Augustus. What was Augustus? Industrious, imperialistic. Yeah, you can do like Wonder Bread with that. What can you do with creative? Just not build monuments? You're probably getting religion anyways. In games where... In marathon games, creative is not as good because a single religion tends to dominate a lot more. In which case, like, all your cities have the +1 for culture. Alright, Charlemagne. Oh no, this is gonna be... spiritual... and I have no idea. I'll guess organized? Imperialistic. And protective imperialistic. Great. Actually, that has good synergy. You can produce a bunch of cities, and then it's really cheap to protect them with like archers and whatnot. So like, you could try and take some land. You're probably gonna go broke doing it. Protective. I kind of like protective. Allows you to wage defensive wars very cheap. But imperialistic is not that good. I think it's probably better than Augustus. It's not going to help your economy. And that's where I think you need bonuses the most, or like something that's really good militarily. I just don't like imperialistic. Okay, Churchill, I'm pretty sure, is charismatic and protective. That's really good because they have great synergy. You can make super defensive units that can really defend past their era. You can even use this offensively with the drill promotion. Since you can get like 3 promotions at 8 experience, you can, and then you get like drill 1 for free. You could build like rifles with 8 experience and have drill 4. Which would be really nice. There's like, what can stop that, really? Oh my god, and they could be redcoats too. That's incredible. I think that's really good. I think that's one of the best. Because of the kind of units that you can produce with that. Cyrus, charismatic and imperialistic. Again, not a big fan of imperialistic. Charismatic is nice. I think it's better than protective. Because charismatic basically leads to an extra promotion anyways. And then you get like some economic bonuses. I feel like Cyrus is down here. Basically C tier is the imperialistic people. Darius Financial and organized. Okay, so financial is great. +1 gold on plots with 2 gold. I mean, early game, that adds like 25 to 50% to your economy. And even late game, that can still be adding like 10, 20% to your economy. Which is amazing. And then organized, I think, is wonderful economically. So I think that you are an economic person. Is that better than spiritual? Is financial better than spiritual with this combo? Yeah, I think so. Like, how much is spiritual really gonna help you? It's gonna help you with like a few diplomatic points, maybe. Is it better than... No, it's not better than producing like super units. De Gaulle, industrious and charismatic. I just don't think industrious is that good. But charismatic is. You were industrious, right? Yeah, charismatic is better than expansive when paired with industrious. I just like charismatic. I think it's fantastic. Elizabeth, financial and philosophical. I don't think those have a lot of synergy, because philosophical means you want a lot of food for the great people, whereas financial means that you want a lot of cottages for the extra gold. So it's not very useful. It's not a great combo. They're not bad though. I mean, like, both of them are pretty good. So I think that you're probably like the bottom of A tier. Maybe things need to like move down. So that you can like go here. Where was Brenus? Maybe Brenus needs to move as well. Spiritual, charismatic. Yeah, that does not sound better than Elizabeth. Financial and philosophical, that sounds like way better. And honestly, it sounds better than Alexander too. I don't really care about aggressive. Boudicca though, Boudicca's pretty good. Aggressive and charismatic. That's kind of like Churchill. Like, you can get really well promoted gunpowder units, or even melee units, but it's not as good as like drill promotions. So Frederick, philosophical and organized. So philosophical and organized are, I mean, if you're going for philosophical, you might have like a lot of farms. You might be going for like high population. And organized would help keep that civic maintenance down. So that does have synergy. which is nice. But like, it's not going to be better than Financial. Because Financial is really great. But I do like how much it helps the economy. So I'm going to put you there. Gandhi, I think, is philosophical, spiritual. That's kind of garbage. What was the goal? Industrious, charismatic. No, I'd rather have charismatic. I feel like you're here, Gandhi. Philosophical is nice, like that can do a lot, but no, not much else. Aggressive, imperialistic, you're trash. That's just trash. It doesn't have like a ton of synergy. Like, okay, you do an Axeman rush or something, and then you get a great general quickly, or you just build a bunch of settlers and then you don't use aggressive. I don't totally know what you're supposed to do with this. If someone thinks differently, sure, let me know. But I think Genghis Khan is trash. Gilgamesh, creative and protective. I think that's better than Catherine, because you can, like, settlers aren't super expensive. Like, you can use slavery for them and everything. But then, like, the new cities, you'll have creative, and then your protective troops are going to be really nice for them. So what was Charlemagne? Protective and imperialistic. Yeah, you're better than that. Augustus Caesar, industrious, and you're charismatic. I feel like you're bottom of C tier. Hammurabi. Are you better than... is Gilgamesh better than Bismarck? Expansive, industrious? Yeah, I would say so. But then not Gandhi. I think Gandhi's fine. Hammurabi. Aggressive, organized. Meh. It doesn't seem like it has a lot of synergy. And aggressive. Aggressive is only, like, really good if you can pair it with something really good. Like, charismatic. Or philosophical. It's kind of like a weird thing that I feel like that works so well. Aggressive, organized. I mean, organized is fine. But I feel like it puts you right there. Yeah, sure. Hannibal. Financial. Oh, that's good. And charismatic is good. I like Hannibal. Financial and charismatic. Okay. Sir? You wanna, like, actually go where I put you? Yeah, I think that's better than Elizabeth. They don't have synergy, but they don't, like Elizabeth's have, like, negative synergy. Energy? Is that what that would be called? Probably not. They don't mix well. Okay? Hannibal, his at least don't hurt each other or anything. They don't contrast. I kind of like it. But I don't think it's as good as Boudicca's super units. hat. Spiritual and creative. I don't think that is very good. I think it's better than Genghis, because I think Genghis is trash. I guess the trash tier is the largest, according to me. Huayna, industrious, financial. I mean, I'm not a big fan of industrious, but I do like financial. Is it better than... What was Gilgamesh? Creative, protective? That's... I feel like financial is more useful than that. That boost to your economy is pretty good. What was De Gaulle? Yeah, give me a nice boost to my economy. Okay. And Brenus. Brenus is going down here. Okay. Isabella. Isabella is not as good as Brenus. And where was De Gaulle? Industrious, charismatic. I'm gonna put you right there. Isabella is spiritual and expansive. The spiritual is okay. Expansive. Oh, you do get to build the granaries quickly. Meh. I feel like Gilgamesh is better than that. Hammurabi, where was Hammurabi? Aggressive, organized. Yeah, I like Izzy more. Joao, whatever. Expansive, imperialistic. So I'm specifically not thinking about if you were ruling your respective country. In which case, imperialistic would be good for Portugal because of the Carrack. But we're just looking at it if you had unrestricted leaders. In which case, imperialistic is, in general, in my opinion, not that great. You get to build settlers and workers quickly. With this guy. Which I don't think you're going to use all that often. I mean, it's good for Portugal. But that's about it. And honestly, I would prefer a different one for Portugal. I would probably prefer something more financial. I always prefer something more financial. I feel like I need more financial buffs. I feel like those are really powerful. Yeah, there are ways that you can use this, but they don't impress me, I guess. Alright, so where do you belong? What was Augustus? Industrious, imperialistic? I feel like that's more useful. Man, I don't like these imperialistic ones. Charlemagne. Protective, imperialistic? I feel like that's better as well. I feel like you're better than Catherine. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Julius Caesar, organized and imperialistic. I do like organized. I do. But how much do I like organized with imperialistic? Cyrus was charismatic and imperialistic, and that actually works pretty well together. Maybe it works better than Bismarck. I know I'm going back and forth with these a lot. Hammurabi was aggressive and organized. Yeah, okay. Because Cyrus is... The thing about producing more great generals is actually relevant to Cyrus because he's also charismatic. And that extra experience is worth something. You can produce more super units that way. And producing more super units is fun. How fun? Yeah, I think we're gonna raise you. We're gonna raise you to the bottom of B tier. Because that takes a lot of work. Julius Caesar, though. I like organized because I like vassalage. Okay, what was Augustus? Industrious? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm just gonna leave it. Justinian, spiritual and imperialistic. That is awful. Is that? Yeah, I think that's more awful than Genghis Khan. Like, how does that help you? Ugh, I don't think that helps you very much. Yeah, there's lots of leaders in Civ IV. Like, you get to build temples faster, you don't have anarchy, and then you get more great generals and more settlers. Meh. Kublai Khan. Aggressive and creative. That's also pretty trash. I feel like my trash tier is too big. Okay, let's move you guys up here. Really? Alexander's gonna end up in an A tier? That's just annoying. Let's put these guys here. Let's put these guys here. Okay, that feels a bit more balanced. Yeah, I think aggressive and creative is... Like, spiritual, okay, you can't actually use spiritual, but aggressive and creative? Okay, you're gonna tell me, like, early game rush? Aggressive is an early game rush? An actual early game rush? Which can win the game. We already know that Portugal can make good use of you, so I guess you're not totally useless. Alright, so we'll raise the aggressive ones a little bit. Lincoln, philosophical and charismatic. That's actually nice, because the charismatic helps you build bigger cities. So this is like an economic thing, but it's not as nice as I would want it to be. Because philosophical, like, it's just good, like, early game tech. But is it harder than use? No, I think it's easier to do than Alexander. I mean, you need, like, grassland and lots of food to do it. But I think that you can produce, like, a lot of scientists this way. What was Frederick? I guess that means that, like, it's better than Elizabeth. Although Elizabeth, like, you can get, like, a bunch of scientists and then also produce, like, cottages and whatnot. So it's not just early game. But Lincoln, like, if you get a good enough early game, you can slingshot. So the synergy, I think, works. Hannibal. What was Hannibal? What was Hannibal? Financial, charismatic. Yeah, we're gonna make you better than Hannibal. Is it better than Boudicca's super units, though? Maybe Boudicca belongs up here. Since I keep calling it super units, I think super units are S tier. Lincoln is... Oh my god, I already forgot. Philosophical charismatic, and Boudicca is aggressive charismatic. I mean, with super units, you don't necessarily... But you can, like, kind of get super units. You can, like, easily get... I don't know, like, engineering quickly, maybe? Maybe? And then use charismatic to get, like, city attack 3 Trebuchets? That's pretty good. I feel like you belong down here. Yeah, my first S tier is gonna go down there. Darius. That seems like a weird one to have in S tier. Yeah, it just helps so much financially. Okay. We'll leave it there for now. Industrious and creative for Louis. Well, I think that's pretty bad. I guess it's really good for culture, but on deity, the whole wonder thing kind of falls apart. So, I'm not that impressed by it. I mean, you can at least use it more than, I think, these things. Aggressive is an early game rush. That is possible. Mansa Musa. Spiritual, financial. I think that's pretty helpful. The spiritual, I think it can be like really bad, except in games where like you have a really financial trait, like financial or organized or something, because then it helps you diplomatically, and then that diplomatic thing is actually a really big deal. Hannibal was financial and charismatic, I think. So we're gonna move you, I think, down here. Do I like you more than Alexander? I think so. Mao Zedong. Expansive and protective. I don't think that works very well. Except, like, you could build cities, and then the first, like, a bunch of cities. And then the first building you're going to do is a granary, which gets done quickly. And then you can protect them fairly cheap with an archer. That's okay. Yeah, I feel like it's better than... Because, like, it provides an actual strategy. If there's a lot of land to take, you can do something with that. Could even work for, like, strike economy for a little bit. Although, 1 unit to protect you is kind of a big ask. Though it could be a pretty good unit. Yeah, we'll leave you there. I mean, protective is, like, pretty good. Being able to produce granaries fast is nice. Move you there. Yeah, sure. What was Hammurabi? Hard to do this when you keep forgetting what everything is. Aggressive and organized. Okay, aggressive is an early game thing. You can actually, like, rush. Easier. I keep saying that. Keep saying that. Aggressive. You can actually, like, get an early game rush easier with the axeman. It's all about that axeman rush. All about it. Mehmed. Is that how you say it? Expansive, organized. It's another thing where, like, it supports larger cities. Get the granary fast, get the courthouse fast, get a lighthouse fast. That's nice. I like that. In fact, I feel like I might be able to do something with that. That would be like a nice strike economy game. Go and settle all the little islands. It's kind of a niche strategy. Still, would be fun sometime. Okay, but where do you go generally? What was Bismarck? Bismarck was expansive and industrious. Yeah, I think you're better than Bismarck. Monty, aggressive and spiritual. Meh, you can get bronze working quick and go on that Axeman rush, and then you can even get slavery without revolting for a little bit. That actually has a lot of synergy. That's actually not bad. Doesn't help economically very much, and then you're not Montezuma, or you're not playing against Montezuma, which is also kind of nice. Alexander helps economically. Yeah, I feel like Monty's actually pretty big. Pretty good. Napoleon, organized and charismatic. I like Napoleon because I like charismatic, but I don't think that organized has a lot of synergy. Okay, say we put you there. What is Brenus? Spiritual and charismatic, I think. Yeah. So screw that. Cyrus, though, is going to be better than that. Okay, so let's do that. Pockle. Mr. Pockle. Expansive and financial. I mean, the plus health kind of helps if you're building, like, cottages everywhere, but I feel like I'm not crazy about it. I guess it's better than you, and I think that you belong, like, down here. Because I like your long-term potential. Okay, Pericles, philosophical, creative. Oh, you get double production speed of the library, and then you can get double production or double birth rate for those scientists. That's like super early. That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot. That's synergy. That's something that we can work with. How much can we work with it? Can we work with it more than we can work with Hannibal? Financial charismatic? Yeah, we can. Can we work? Yeah, we can work on it more than that. I think you're an A tier. That's like an early game strategy. And anything that like leads itself to a very coherent strategy is good. Because you can just lean into that. Peter. Philosophical and expansive. I mean, double production speed of the granary, you get the workers out faster, and then philosophical for the library scientists? I don't know, I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. But where are you? Feel like you are not better than Gandhi. Gandhi is philosophical and spiritual. Are you better than that? Yes, because you can help build big cities late game. And that is something that matters. You're like a later game guy. Build big cities late game and then use philosophical to like pump scientists. Okay. We'll put you there then. I guess you're kind of on par with Cyrus. Cyrus is easier to play with though, because you just go to war. But you do have a late game strategy, which gives you something to work with. Industrious and protective. Yeah, not feeling it. Not a fan. Not a fan. Protective is nice. Industrious is not. Yeah, we'll put you there. Okay, Ragnar, aggressive and financial. That's gotta be somewhere, right? That's gotta be... What was Pakal? Financial and expansive. Okay. Yeah, I think you're better than Huena. Ramesses is spiritual and industrious, which I also think is a load of crap. Being able to build the temples faster is... it's okay. We're not considering that you're Egypt. So... I feel like you're down there. You're just not interesting. How uninteresting was Justinian, though? Imperialistic and spiritual versus industrious and spiritual. Well, you at least get double production speed of a forge. Right? That's gotta be worth something. Roosevelt. Industrious and organized. Double production speed of a forge, lighthouse, factory, and courthouse. That, I feel like, is something that you can work with. I think that takes like two bad traits and mixes them perfectly into something that doesn't suck. And why? Because you can take cities and quickly and cheaply build stuff that is important. Like lighthouses, courthouses, forges, and then later factories. All that is going to make up for like production lost in building extra cottages to make up financially. I think that with Roosevelt, it doesn't help you. It helps you financially, but in an indirect way. And I think that extra speed with producing things is pretty good. Maybe not better than Ragnar. But yeah, probably better than Huena. Saladin, spiritual and protective. I think that's kind of crap again. Protective is okay. I like protective. And spiritual is fine. I mean, if you get the, those buildings that help with the religions. The University of St. Cor, the AP, which you don't have to build. But the University of St. Cor and the Spiral Minaret. And then you spam cities and temples. And then it's pretty cheap to protect them. There's something there. That's what I tried to do in my first Saladin game. And then I got screwed over with defensive packs, so I just went for an easy Diplo cheese with it. But I feel like it was a strategy. It was something that you can work with. And I was trying to work with it. I should probably try and finish that game sometime. So since it's a strategy, it's a hard strategy to pull off because it relies on those buildings. You could war for them. But then oftentimes they're going to be built by... Since it has like a strategy, I think it belongs here. Better than Gandhi. Gandhi doesn't really have a strategy. De Gaulle doesn't really have a strategy. Brennus doesn't really either. Napoleon. Napoleon's pretty good though. I think Brennus, charismatic, is better. De Gaulle, I think De Gaulle is charismatic too. Yeah, just being charismatic is nice. Okay, we'll put Saladin there. Shaka. Aggressive and expansive. What does the expansive help with? Oh, you can take cities and then you can build the granaries quickly. And then more barracks. This is all early game. I feel like that's better than Monty. Because it helps you get those cities back online faster. Because you can quickly build a granary. And then maybe even continue. The Akanda, well, okay. We're not considering that we actually have the Zulu. Akanda would be nice though. Sitting Bull. Philosophical and protective. That doesn't seem very good. I do like philosophical though. I feel like I like it enough to be over here. Stalin, aggressive and industrious. I'm gonna put this here. It's only better than protective because you can actually you can early game rush with it, right? Right. Suleiman. Imperialistic. I just don't think it's very good. But you are philosophical. But imperialistic is bad. What was Augustus? Well, Julius was organized. Okay, we'll leave... Yeah, we'll leave you there. Suryavarman. Expansive, creative. You can build some nice early game cities. Granary and library. That's like, oh, there was someone else. Pericles. It's like Pericles. But you don't get the philosophical, which is not as fun. I don't think it's as good as being financial. So I don't think anyone... You can't be higher than anyone with financial. Yeah, I'll put you there. Nah, I'll put you right there. Toku can make really nice rifles. And that's about it. You can do drafting with him. But I mean, really nice rifle draft rushes, which makes a coherent strategy. We like strategies that build upon themselves very easily. I actually think that makes Toku pretty good. You build your entire game around one strategy, and that is drafting for a rifle rush against smaller nations. And I think it goes really well because of your traits. I don't think it's as good as like Pericles, but I think that the synergy is there. Victoria, financial and imperialistic. You can pump out cities with this and settle islands that have like long-term potential. There's a lot of build-up that goes into it. But I feel like it can work. Settle a bunch of islands, or even not. Use financial to make up for everything. Use slavery to get those early buildings like a lighthouse, a granary. And that's all you need, and then the cities will eventually start working for you. Wang Kon, financial and protective. You're similar, except that like it's easy to protect the cities now. I don't think that not producing them as quickly is a problem. It's pretty... It's like Peter. It lends itself to a strategy, like a late game strategy, but it's like hard to pull off. Unlike Cyrus, which is easier to pull off. So I kind of like where they are. Expansive and charismatic for Washington. That supports really well for some big cities, which is nice. I think that works well together. And charismatic is just good in general. So we're gonna put you right here. Yeah, Hannibal's financial, so that's really nice. William, creative and financial. Double production speed of a library. Do I really care about that? No. But I mean, you're financial, so like, it's gotta be worth something. I feel like it's worth more than industrious. And not worth more than aggressive. I feel like you're worth that. Zaria Cop, creative and organized. I'm not super impressed with you. Creative and organized. What can you do with that? Organized is okay. Creative is pretty meh. I guess creative is better than imperialistic. I'm pretty harsh on imperialistic. What was Bismarck? I feel like I've checked this 4 times now. Expansive industrious. Okay, we'll put you here. And Sarah is creative, organized. Sitting Bull is philosophical. Yeah, I like philosophical. I think I'm going with this. Yeah, I'll live with that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, or subscribe.